Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Selena and I like to talk about all things GAPS, food, emotions, and really just creating a non-toxic, healthy lifestyle inside and out. And today I'm going to be talking about something that I feel like is a huge stumbling block for most people. I get a lot of questions when people find out that I make my own yogurt and I make my own meat stock and all this kind of stuff. That how do I manage it all? How do I get it all done in a week? How do I do 10 billion different tasks and still stay mentally sane? This can be a huge roadblock for people, and this is actually some of the reason why most people are not willing to jump full on into healthy eating and healthy lifestyle, because of the effort level that it takes to organize their life and cook and all that kind of stuff, doing the dishes all the time, and it just can be a lot of work. And so I just wanted to share how I get it all done in a week and how I also maintain a level of peace in my life. I really don't have a lot of stress in my life. I'm not constantly doing GAPS related tasks. I feel like I have gotten to a place where I'm no longer like way stressed out of my mind. I really can handle the life that I have right now. And so I wanted to share 3 tips as to how I do that, how I manage my day-to-day lifestyle, my time management, but also investing that time in where it counts. So let's jump into it. Okay, so we can all admit that on GAPS there is a billion things to do all the time. There is the cooking and the prepping, and in order to cook you have to have like 10 billion things done before you can even start cooking. You have to have gotten the food, and you have to have found a farm, and you have needed to ferment your vegetables and prepare things properly and cook things and soak things, and there's like 10 billion different kinds of things out there that needs to get done. On top of that, you're going through a ton of detox, and so you're gonna need to be doing a lot of detox support, and that stuff just takes a lot of time. I mean, saunas and sunbathing and working out and I don't know, like dry brushing and bathing, and also just like you have to take a shower and all these different like self-care things that are involved on GAPS that they're little things. I mean, juicing, like they all take up a ton of time. So I'm not gonna be ambitious and say that the GAPS diet is not a time investment. It is definitely a time investment, but it doesn't need to be your full-time job to just take care of your body. I do think there might be times where that might be needed and you might need a season to really step back, but right now I'm in a place, and I've actually really most of my GAPS life been in a place where I have been working full-time, sometimes it's like 70 hours a week, and still able to get like the main things done that need to get done. And so I want to kind of share those tips because I think they're really helpful, especially when you're starting out, to know where to start and how to get all of this mountain of stuff into your life in a sustainable way. So my first recommendation would be to take it slow and increase slowly. So this is like the mantra of my channel. Add things into your lifestyle one at a time. Do not overload your lifestyle with 10 billion different things at once. I will be honest with you, this is borderline what I did when I started GAPS, because I'm just kind of one of those all-in personalities. And if you're one of those all-in personalities, then you can maybe skip this step and just do it all. But I really do recommend, even if it's every single day that you're introducing something different, that it's one thing at a time, because you don't want to feel overwhelmed, and the mountain of things that need to get done can sometimes paralyze you, and it ends up not being a sustainable change in the end. I really do think that sustainable changes for, you know, a myriad of different things, whether you're trying to be eco-friendly or non-toxic, or you know, you're making these changes in your health, those things are the most sustainable when they're slow and when your body and your heart and your lifestyle really has a chance to catch up with the habits that you're adding into your life. So take it slow. My next tip would be to not do this on your own. So tip number 2 is to not do it on your own. I really recommend asking for help. I know not everybody is in the kind of situation where they can just have, you know, a spouse or or children around to help with the chores that are required on the GAPS diet, I definitely feel for you if you are kind of initiating this on your own and you're single. But even if you're single, I really would recommend like invite a friend into it, invite a parent into it if you can, invite a sibling into it. Ask for help in the little things that you can control, because there's a lot in your life that is now required and now like a necessity. And so in the areas where you can control things, I really recommend just asking for help. It's crazy, but like even just asking a friend like, hey, I'm really overwhelmed and I have had a lot of trouble researching farms around me, but I really need this for my health. Could you do me a favor and just research this for me, or do this with me, or sit down with me and help me plan my week? Or would you mind just doing this task for me this week? I really believe that part of GAPS is doing things in community. I think so much of our life now has become so individualized, and I really believe that we operate best in the context of family. And so if you have an opportunity to have a roommate, take those opportunities. And if you have an opportunity, and if you're married and you have a family, I would really say delegate some of these tasks so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Some of my most overwhelming moments have been when I realized that I was literally trying to do every single task and work full-time on my own, and it's really not necessary. Your family can actually thrive when tasks are delegated and you have a manageable amount on your plate. And then my last, but probably honestly my most important tip, is to develop routines. Now, I personally have kind of like a weird addiction to creating routines and habits in my life that work and that are sustainable. I am not about creating unsustainable habits or habits that last a day. I really love to kind of refine my habits and create systems that work for me. So you're gonna have to kind of sit down and really create systems that work for you, but it doesn't really have to be that hard. This one kind of rule of thumb that I've used is what I like to call the linking method. And this linking method is basically where if you're trying to incorporate multiple different tasks or different kinds of habits into your day-to-day life, or in the span of a week, that you're gonna actually link those habits with other habits that you already have. And I don't know if this is already a thing out there, but guys, let me tell you, it really, really helped. When you're trying to add in a new habit, add it in with a pre-existing habit. So you're not trying to get rid of all the habits at once, but as you add in habit after habit. So if you want to say add in taking a bath every night, or maybe taking a bath once a week, you know, have a set day and a set time for that, but then attach it to another task, link them together so that in your mind you know, okay, Friday nights are my downtime nights, and those are going to be linked with a bath, so that journaling maybe could be linked with bath time or whatever. Another example might be, I was really having trouble kind of like getting dry brushing to be like a consistent part of my day-to-day routine. I realized I was trying to overdo all the detox stuff, and there's just so much you can do. And so I was like, okay, what I could manage is doing it 2 times a week, and I'm gonna link that task with my bath times, which are also 2 to 3 times a week. And if I just kind of link those tasks, then anytime I take a bath, I'm also dry brushing before, and I don't have to even think, I don't have to do the mental energy of like every single day, like what do I have to do for this detox? I just know these are the days that I do that. The tasks are linked. I don't have to even think about it anymore because it becomes such a habit. And then the mental energy that you spend deciding what to do on a day-to-day basis can be spent in other ways, because let's be honest, there's a lot to think about and there's a lot to learn as well. So really kind of piece together what are those habits that I can link up so that my life can become as sustainable and stress-free as possible. You really want to find what works for you. If a system doesn't work and it starts to feel stressful, that does not mean that you're a failure. And that doesn't mean that we need to throw out the entire GAPS diet or all of healthy living and all of this detox support. That doesn't mean that that's the case. It just means I think that we need a better system in your life to be able to sustain the kind of changes you want. So maybe that means going slower, maybe that means inviting somebody into it, but maybe it also means being a little bit strategic of how can I make this easier for myself? How can I add this into my life? Link it maybe with something else if it's not working to be linked with that other task, so that you don't feel overwhelmed and your mind can kind of rest and be at ease. it's really important. So you brush your teeth every day. I mean, all these kind of detox stuff, that can really become a part of your day-to-day rhythm if you let it. But it does take some intentionality, and routines are a really good way to do that. So I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Also, like and subscribe to this video. I make new videos like this pretty regularly right now, and I'm really passionate about walking alongside people as they heal and grow. It inspires me and hopefully brings encouragement to you. Thanks for watching.